Let's start with the immediate anomaly. Floyd Shivambu, a man who, until very recently, was the face and arguably the strategic mind behind much of the MK party's electoral success, issues a press statement. But it's not just any statement. It bears no official MK party letterhead. This isn't a small oversight, it's a glaring red flag in the meticulously branded world of political communication. Political parties, regardless of their size or stature, are obsessively precise about their branding. The letterheads are their seals of authenticity, their mark of authority. To release a statement without one suggests a detachment, a lack of official sanction, or perhaps, a deliberate act of independence. Even more intriguing is the language used. Shivambu refers to himself as former Secretary General instead of any current or active title within the party. This loaded language, without accompanying context, speaks volumes. Is it a preemptive acknowledgement of a removal yet to be officially announced? Or is it a strategic positioning for whatever comes next? And then there's the announcement of a press conference with no stated agenda. In politics, a press conference without an agenda is like a mystery novel without a plot. It invites speculation, creates a vacuum that is quickly filled by rumor and conjecture. The timing of this is also critical. It comes hot on the heels of Jacob Zuma's fiery Youth Day speech. Now, let's pivot to the man at the center of the MK universe, Jacob Zuma, and his recent Youth Day speech.
Let me just tell you. Abanda sebeke baba o Secretary General kule sebe u7 manje. Ngoba sidlali. Noma ngabe uzazi ukuthi umkhulu, uyathandwa, uyikho konke, we don't care.
The tone was unmistakable, proud, defiant, and, for those with a keen eye for Zuma's political style, almost vindictive. The key quote that resonated, that sent shivers down the spines of political observers, was a chillingly direct declaration: we will not beg anyone. Who was this aimed at? Dissidents within the MK ranks. Internal enemies who dared to challenge the established order. Or was this, perhaps, a veiled, yet potent, message aimed directly at Floyd Shivambu and others who might be in the process of being purged or sidelined? Zuma's historical modus operandi is well documented. He doesn't typically fire people through formal letters or direct confrontation. No, Zuma operates with a more subtle, yet equally devastating, political knife. He lets you know you're out by simply excluding you. By making you irrelevant. By allowing silence to become your loudest condemnation. Think back to the Mbeki-era betrayals, the quiet sidelining of allies who no longer served his immediate purpose. Zuma's power lies not just in his public pronouncements, but in the calculated absence of them. He distances himself without direct confrontation, allowing the political wilderness to swallow those who fall out of favor. This Youth Day speech, with its undercurrent of stern resolve and unapologetic authority, aligns perfectly with this historical pattern. It was a pronouncement of unquestionable power within the MK party, a power that tolerates no dissent, no deviation. So, who exactly is Floyd Shivambu in the context of the MK party? He arrived as a defector from the economic freedom fighters, a significant catch for Zuma's nascent political project. He wasn't just another face, he was seen as a key chess piece in Zuma's grand post-ANC political design. His political acumen, his strategic mind, was precisely what the MK party needed in its formative stages. His role as Secretary General was critical, especially during the intense build-up to the recent elections. He was the organizational backbone, the strategist behind the scenes, ensuring the machinery ran. He was seen as a strategist and not just a public face, adding intellectual weight to the party's pronouncements. But then, the signs of a falling out began to emerge, subtle at first, then increasingly overt. Less visibility post-election. A noticeable silence on social media, a platform where Shivambu was once a prolific and often provocative voice. And now, this self-referential use of the past tense, former Secretary General. It's a self-announcement of his diminished status. This raises critical questions. Was Shivambu ever fully in the MK party, or was he merely a strategic ally during the intense heat of the elections? Was he a mercenary of political talent, hired for a specific campaign, and now deemed surplus to requirements? Or has his own ambition, perhaps, clashed with the unyielding authority of Jacob Zuma? To understand what's unfolding, we must grasp the intrinsic nature of the MK party. This is not a traditional political organization with established structures and democratic processes. No, the MK party is, at its very core, Jacob Zuma's machine. Loyalty isn't just political, it's deeply, intensely personal. It's about devotion to the man, not necessarily to an ideology or a collective vision. This centralization around Zuma is a defining characteristic. The lack of clear organizational structure, the fluidity of roles, the absence of independent checks and balances, all of this leads to unpredictable shakeups. This isn't the first strange removal, nor will it be the last. We've seen other officials quietly disappear, vague threats issued in public speeches, hints of disciplinary action that never fully materialize into transparent processes. The method is always the same: no official announcement, no clear explanation, no transparency. Just silence, followed by political exile for those who fall from grace. It fosters an environment ripe with paranoia, where loyalty is constantly tested, and dissent is met with swift, silent excision. In Zuma's party, if you're not with him, you're simply not. So, what can we expect from Shivambu's impending press conference? The possibilities are as intriguing as they are unsettling. Could this be a formal resignation, a carefully worded statement designed to sever ties without burning all bridges? Or will it be the announcement of a splinter party, a new political vehicle born from the ashes of disillusionment? Could we even see a return to his old stomping grounds, the EFF, a dramatic prodigal son return? But the most captivating possibility is that Shivambu will drop a bombshell. That he will expose the inner workings of the MK party, reveal the tensions and contradictions that simmer beneath the surface of Zuma's iron grip. Imagine a public spat with Zuma, a direct challenge from someone who was once so integral to his project. It could leave Shivambu a political orphan, isolated and exposed. Or, it could be the catalyst for a much larger tremor within the MK party, revealing fault lines that could lead to its eventual fracturing. One thing is certain: this press conference, lacking the MK party's sanction, is an act of defiance in itself. It is Shivambu's moment to speak, on his own terms, outside the control of the Zuma machine. And in South African politics, that is a rare and often dangerous proposition. In South African politics, silence is never empty. It is pregnant with meaning, heavy with unspoken truths. When a party stops speaking about someone, when a name disappears from official discourse, that's often when the real conversation begins. The conversation of power dynamics, of loyalty tested, of allegiances shattered. This unfolding drama within the MK party is more than just about Floyd Shivambu, it's about the very nature of political power in this country. It leaves us with profound questions: who's really running the MK party, beyond the omnipresent figure of Jacob Zuma? Is Floyd Shivambu merely the first domino to fall in a larger internal shakeup? And is this the beginning of the end for the MK party's united front, or just the start of another complex political metamorphosis, a new shape emerging from the shadows? We'll be watching the press conference closely. Because sometimes, it's not what they say, but how little they say, and the silence that surrounds it, that truly reveals everything.